Welcome to our lesson on multiplying fractions by whole numbers in word problems. All right, how to multiply a fraction by a whole number. The first thing you need to do is turn the whole number into a fraction by putting it over 1. For example, if you had 2, and to turn this into a fraction, you would just make it 2 over 1. That does not change the value of the number. The next step would be to multiply the numerators, multiply the denominators, and then if necessary, you can change the improper fraction to a mixed number. So let's look at our problem on the bottom here. We have 2/5 times 3. So the first thing we need to do is change our 3 into a fraction by just putting it over 1. Now we need to multiply our numerators. 2 times 3 equals 6. And then multiply your denominators. 5 times 1 equals 5. I could leave this as 6/5, or I could change it to a mixed number by saying 5 will go into 6 one time. 1 times 5 equals 5, and I'll have a remainder of 1. So I could change this to 1 and 1/5. All right, let's practice. Katie had a party. Each guest ate 5/8 of a pizza. There were 6 guests. How many pizzas did they eat? So to set this up, we know we're going to do 5/8 times 6. And to multiply this, I need to make my 6 a fraction by putting it over 1. Now I can multiply my numerators. 5 times 6 equals 30. And then multiply your denominators. 8 times 1 equals 8. I could leave it as 38, or I could change it to a mixed number. So let's do 8 will go into 30. Let's see, 3 times. 3 times 8 equals 24. And if you subtract, you'll have a remainder of 6. So I could also make this 3, quotient is my whole number, 3 and 6 is my numerator. My denominator stays the same, 3 and 6/8. Okay, let's do another one. For 5 days, Ashley ran 4/10 of a mile. How many miles did she run after the 5 days? All right, so we'd have 5 times 4/10. Let's turn our 5 into a fraction by putting it over 1. Then we'll multiply our numerators. 5 times 4 equals 20. And 1 times 10 equals 10. To turn this into a mixed number, we know 10 will go into 22 times, and there will not be any remainders. So 20/10 is the same thing as 2. Okay, here's another one. Lily grows 3/8 of an inch every month. How much does she grow after 7 months? So we'll have 3/8. That's how much she grows each month, and we're going to check for 7 months. So we need to make our 7 a fraction by putting it over 1. And then let's multiply our numerators. 3 times 7 equals 21, and 8 times 1 equals 8. So let's turn this into a mixed number. 8 will go into 21 2 times. 2 times 8 equals 16. 21 minus 16 equals 5. So to write this as a mixed number, it would be 2 and 5/8. All right, one final problem. Guests at a party will eat 2/5 of a pound of steak. If there are 8 guests, how many pounds of steak are needed? All right, so each person's going to eat 2/5 of a pound, and we know there are 8 people attending. So let's change that into a fraction by putting it over 1. 2 times 8 equals 16, and then 5 times 1 equals 5. So to change this into a mixed number, we would do 16 divided by 5. 5 will go into 16 3 times. 3 times 5 equals 15, and that leaves us with a remainder of 1. So to rewrite our answer as a mixed number, we would have 3 and 1/5. This concludes our lesson on multiplying fractions by whole numbers in word problems.